This game has one of the most forgettable marketing titles in recent years. I had to Google it every time I tried to think of it prior to launch.
I completely disagree. I was very intrigued by the title the very first time I heard it, and I never forgot it. Not only did I not forget it, but the fact that I remembered it for so long is why I played the game.
Wear this. It belonged to my daughter.
They couldn't wait one scene before they front-loaded Ross with a tragic backstory.
Well, I mean, the next scene is him. I mean, what did you? What? Okay.
Today, I speak your name, girl. Normally, it would be the mother who declares, if you had one.
And they don't even wait for Aloy to be old enough to talk before she gets some front-loaded family baggage as well.
So you literally just want it to be nothing's established. You don't want character to get Ross development. A lot. You don't want Ross to get character development. You don't want Aloy to get character development. You don't want anything to happen. You literally just want it to be these two walking. No talking. Just prettiness. Not even exposition. Not exposition. But, I mean, kind of exposition. What else are they going to do? They just walk. They could be silent. I fucking guess, dude.
We are outcasts. Even so, we keep the tribe's rituals. Otherwise, we might become like the faithless old ones who turned their backs on the goddess.
Exposition is still exposition even when it looks this
Feels bad, boys.
Who climbs a mountain with a baby strapped to their back? Do all the parents of this tribe do this? There has to be a better way.
Yes, there's an elevator right around the corner, but he can't use it because he doesn't have the key card. No, there's not a better way. That's the whole point of this. If this was easy, there'd be no point. They have to climb to the highest mountain, put out the baby to the fucking all-mother dude, and then the name will come to them. Or they'll think of it prior if they want to cheat. Chill.
I didn't think that I would get to make a reference to The Lion King twice in this video, but sometimes these things go in ways you just don't expect them to.
Making a joke and then sending it cliche.
Speak her name!
Aloy!
From this day forward, your name will remind people of hand lotion.
Making a joke and then sending it cliche.
I'm here. And wherever you go, I will follow.
And with that line, Ross places his death flag on the flagpole for its first act journey to the top.
What? I mean, I kind of get what you're saying, but really? Is that? Okay. Okay.
Both Aloy and Ross are outcasts, people shunned by the Nora tribe and forced to live in the wild. However, no one will ever tell Aloy why she was born an outcast, and there is really no reason to withhold the truth. They just do it to be dicks.
Okay, so a couple things about that. Quickly. The common people really have no place to tell her why she's shunned, unless they actually want to be dicks, which would be more rude. If she's asked, which I doubt she has, she more just probably wonders to herself, like most outcast would. Right. Also, as for the elders, it's never really clear that all of them agree on why she's shunned or the fact that she should be shunned, obviously. So I don't really think anybody can just like give her a concrete answer. So it's probably best to not say nothing, right? Right?
It's never reassuring when the main character has to fall into the plot. This head over heels tumble down the slope would at the very least break a few bones. But this fall from this height onto the cave floor would have surely killed Aloy. Sure, we're meant to think her fall was softened by water, but that water is an inch deep.
Aloy is a god. No further comments.
Get used to this blue lead-lit cave now, because you will be seeing a lot of it later. The focus on this corpse still works perfectly after 1,000 years. This technology comes from the year 2060, so in just a few decades we will have unlimited energy according to this game.
Okay, dude. First of all, this one's really bad. The technology wasn't 1,000 years old. I don't know why you get this number. Maybe it's just a general number that you're just saying, but it's not 1,000 years. Also, this game isn't trying to be some realistic warning model to civilization as it is now. So I don't really think, according to the game, anything is going to happen in 60 years. I'm pretty sure this is just the game's, hypothetical, fictional future. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, fail.
Happy birthday, Isaac! Daddy sure does love his little big man.
Somehow a focus, which is a device worn over your ear, is capable of altering your vision to show augmented reality info that only the user can see, and it does this without anything over the user's eyes.
You ever heard of a hologram, bro?
Give it to me.
No.
Aloy, Such things are dangerous.
No!
Even people living like savages are easily seduced and distracted by smartphone technology.
Yes, because something that can display holograms from personal messages of other people by simply being near it, analyzing things, and scanning biomaterial around you is exactly what a smartphone can do. Totes.
Bow?
The people of this world no longer read or write English, so Aloy reading the description her focus spells out on her bow is bullshit.
Yeah, they don't read English, bro. So I don't know if you've ever played the game, but there's these like signs that mark where everywhere is, all the territories in the game, right? And they're kind of made, or at least the writing itself is made by the people in the old world, because it's literally like a holographic transmitting thing, right? And somehow they're all able to read and understand that. So I don't really think it's inconceivable that she can read the word bow.
Look, surrogate father, it's the next Assassin's Creed main character in training.
Look, surrogate father, it's another making a joke than sending it cliche.
Its hide is thick, but there are spots where it is vulnerable.
Rather than hunting robots for scrap metal that you can't even trade since you're an outcast, how about hunting something you can actually eat?
Forgets that almost all weapons can be made with scraps from these robots, question mark.
The people of the past lost a war against machines and they were using modern weapons, yet Aloy can take down robot dinosaurs with a 40-pound bow.
This is so lazy. Oh my god. Spoilers, you later learn that the reason why the machines took over was not because the people just couldn't kill them, it's because the machines were replicating at such a fast rate that people couldn't kill them fast enough. Aloy is taking these out one by one. There's no implication that she could mass extinct all of these people with her goddamn bow. You lie! More importantly than you lie, you fail.
How do you know to avoid them? How are you doing this? How is this possible?
Teb is amazed by Aloy's ability to hide in bushes and move when watchers are looking the other way.
Okay, so you fall off a cliff, right? You get injured to the point where you barely can move, right? You're then stuck behind a horde of wild Dinobots, okay? Then a fucking 6-year-old shows up, sneaks through all of the bots, gets you, and sneaks you out, and you are not amazed. Sins! I applaud you and award you with sins.
After saying it was impossible for him to rescue Teb, Rost appears on the other side of the valley not far from where Teb fell down to help him and Aloy back up. There was no need for Aloy to put herself in danger if Rost could have done this.
But he wasn't going to. His whole thing was like, no, we're just gonna kind of leave him because fuck him, dude. And she was like, no, please, I got him, son. Yeah, he could have done this. He probably could have done what she did too with his experience, but he didn't want to. That was why she did. Holy shit.
The proving. The tribe's rite of passage held every year. Those who pass become braves. But to the one who wins, the matriarchs grant a boon.
But why would the tribe even allow an outcast to participate in the proving? People from the tribe are not even allowed to speak or trade with outcasts. It seems like a massive loophole in the tribal law.
Fair enough. I will say, this one, the only thing I could really think was that, I mean, if an outcast is able to complete the trial, and winning the trial would mean that they would fight for the tribe. It's not like they get some reward and they can just leave. If they win that and become, not a brave, if you get the trophy or whatever the fuck, I'm sorry, but they actually have to have an obligation to watch out for the tribe. Like Ross says, when you win this, you're not fighting for yourself. You're fighting to keep the tribe safe. The tribe isn't something you need. It's something that needs you, right? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if the outcast is really trying to do that and was willing to prove that they are good enough to beat the test, I don't see why they wouldn't let them protect them. That's like, what?
Then I'll do it. Whatever it takes.
Looks like we're going to need a training montage and a time skip.
I mean, we could literally play for 10 years of her life while nothing monumental happens and she literally just trains, if you'd like. It's up to you. New DLC on the way.
For your sake, I must go where you will never find me.
And yet, Ross will show up later at the perfect moment to save Aloy with no explanation as how he knew to come back.
I mean, maybe parental instinct, maybe he was watching from afar, a million things you could think of, but yeah, I mean, kind of, yeah, man.
Else would I be? Come on now. I've been waiting for this day a long time.
You have?
Oh yes. But for the moment, I must leave you. I have other outsiders to keep safe tonight.
You just said you've been waiting a long time for this moment. Then you leave Aloy in the middle of a village full of people who hate her to take care of other people.
First of all, after what just happened, or not, but what is going to happen. I'm pretty sure nobody's really gonna mess with her because they would kick them out, or it would make them outcast themselves. You can't really just do anything you want in this tribe because there is some form of civility, right? Also, just because you've been waiting for something doesn't mean that when it happens, it's the top priority, right? If I'm waiting on a PlayStation game to arrive and my baby dies, I can't be like, oh, dude, I've been waiting for this for days, dog. For days. All right, baby, I got you, but this game, dog, for days.
Is Aloy, isn't it? I'm remembering your name correctly?
She actually never mentioned her name back then.
Yeah, but I'm sure other people did. You don't think anybody, like, talked about what she is and who she is and why she is and everything about her to everybody? And he, like, got saved by her, so something specifically happened with those two to which her name definitely would have been mentioned, right? No? Okay.
Focuses were essentially the smartwatch of the ancient civilization, so they would have been pretty common back then. Yet Aloy's focus acts up when it detects another person wearing one. Just imagine your watch alerting you every time it detects another Apple Watch nearby.
Okay, dude. So yeah, no, absolutely wrong. These focuses were not like the common Apple Watch, first of all. Second of all, these focuses have an immense network that's connecting all of them, kind of like a quote-unquote Apple Watch would have, but the difference is that these are far more advanced than what that advancement would allow. There's different forms of communication and blah 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 blah, but you get my point. You're wrong. Fuck you.
When we spoke earlier, you winced, then looked like you were in pain. Or frightened. Did your focus show you something?
It didn't show me anything. I told you. It malfunctioned. Happens all the time.
Mine's never malfunctioned, and I've had it since I was a child.
System.
Well,
Alright,
one example makes for a pretty small sample size. Just because your focus has never malfunctioned doesn't mean it's impossible. A focus is a 1,000-year-old smartwatch after all.
That is not a lower option. That's an optional option you can pick. Also, she's only seen one and it's hers, so her basing how another one should react off of hers isn't exactly irrational or unjustified. Hence her sample size is one. I understand what you're saying, but however, I mean, she's not like some fucking philosophical matician, dude. You know what I'm saying? Matician?
Don't understand. We have this device in common, but you can't wait to stop talking to me.
That's the exact same response I get from my coworkers when I stop them mid-sentence from describing the features of the iPhone they just bought.
Making a joke and then counting it as a sin.
Leveless chuff.
That's chuffest.
This is the bedhouse? With you standing guard, I figured it was the latrine.
You're very present.
It doesn't matter how good your put down is if you run away or quickly close the door on the person before they can respond.
Yes, it does. It's extremely annoying. I'll try it on you sometime. Come over and we'll do it, buddy. You tell me it doesn't make it 1,000 times worse. You get a fucking wooden door slammed in your face.
Be the one surprised tomorrow, outcast. Not me.
Oh, are you gonna shut your mouth? Because that would be a surprise.
There's that famous Ashley Birch voice acting. It was like I'm playing Life is Strange all over again.
Recognizes a voice actor from another extremely popular game, and then sends it because he can recognize it. Okay, dude.
So after years of training in order to win the proving, the super difficult rite of passage that Nora Braves undergo, it turns out to be simply shooting one robot deer then running along a short mountain pass to a finish line. The only thing that makes this even remotely difficult is the examiners trying to sabotage Aloy.
First of all, they had no idea what the test would be. The test could be any range of things, so they had to cover all bases. Second of all, it may feel simple as a player. However, the test is obviously proven to be tough, and it literally gives a reward to anyone who finishes it because of how tough it is. So sure, it may seem simple to you and I, but for these teenagers who are doing it in real time, yeah, not the easiest thing in the world, my G.
But it is Aloy, once outcast, and now brave, who is first among us.
Shocking and sudden death is shocking and sudden, but I'm more curious how the examiner didn't see the cultist standing on the hill behind Aloy. She was looking in that direction after all.
Sneaky snack is sneaky snack is sneaky snack.
Now, everyone, forward!
Aloy is your target. You should have focused on her since the attack started. Instead, you killed everyone else. You even gave away the element of surprise by shooting the examiner first, and Aloy was standing in front of the examiner.
Okay, so probably was trying to kill Aloy and missed and hit the examiner because it's a fucking bow, right? And then was trying to kill her and didn't kill everybody else. 2 people escaped. But I mean, when you're just firing on people and other people die, it kind of happens. It can't really be like, dude, you killed everyone else but her. Well, I was aiming for her and everyone else got in the way. What do you want them to do? We're just like firing, dude. Come in.
Hellas survives this. That's an arrow right through center mass.
No lungs or hearts were hurt in the making of this cutscene.
Look who just showed up in time for his death flag to reach the top of the flagpole.
Ah, I see what you did with the death flag. Okay.
Burn it all, then to your task.
Is there any reason to set off a bomb here to kill Aloy when you could just walk over and slit her throat? I mean, that's what your plan started with, so this seems like a downgrade in efficient murder.
Dude, he was not saying burn Aloy, blow up Aloy. He said burn it all, right? Probably meaning burn all this shit around here, burn the whole scene, so no tracks, nothing. They have no clues, nada, right? So, once again, you fail.
I'm going to save your life by tossing you over the cliff that the cult leader was about to throw you over before I stopped him.
He was choking her. He was going to throw her dead body over there. Obviously, it wasn't just about him throwing her over there. I mean, it could have been. She probably would have, same fate, but he was also choking her. That's what he actually stopped. Her throat was literally cut from how hard he was choking her. See what I'm saying? Okay.
Not content with expecting us to swallow the bullshit of Aloy surviving that fall, they flash back to the earlier fall she had as a kid that also should have killed her.
Okay, conveniently you stop it right when she's about to fall into water with a perfect dive, get a 10 score from everybody around. Literally not a drip of water splashes. It was perfect. Okay, so you lie.
Does my mother look like me, but with short hair?
I don't see how that could be. You were not born of a woman, Aloy. The mountain is your mother.
Virgin birth cliché.
Fucking what? Virgin mountain question mark? Okay, dude.
You mean I came from behind the door?
Always, that is what I have believed. That you came from the womb of the mountain. A gift from All Mother herself. But others, like Lansra, feared that a darker power put you here.
Based on what? This is your holy ground. Why would Lansra believe Aloy had been put there of all places by something evil and therefore require Aloy to be labeled an outcast? Aloy has all the makings of a messiah figure.
Because you don't understand the nature of these people, apparently. So in a tribal species like we are, especially in a tribalistic society like they live in, any anomaly in the species is a huge threat because of the potential that it leads. Kind of like what she is, not exactly, but she has mass importance, right? And that mass importance is an anomaly that they couldn't sense. This woman could sense on the screen. They couldn't sense, but overall they could sense that she was different, had a different purpose than them. So they outcasted her because they didn't know the nature of that purpose. Come on.
All Mother spoke to you as if she knew you.
Were you not listening? It didn't recognize me.
Because of corruption. The goddess's own words. Surely, if you heal this corruption, she will see you clearly.
Without any idea what DNA or even data corruption is, Aloy should have zero chance of ever finding a way to open this door to where she was born.
Fucking what?
After the massacre at the Proving, a great war party was sent after the killers. Less than half survived.
How was the war party defeated?
The killers do not fight alone. Somehow they have a power over the machines, corrupting them, driving them mad.
And yet they didn't attack the Proving using any of their enslaved machines.
Because they were killing was one little red-headed girl, which they pretty much had, except Ross is a gangster, a straight-up G. So, I don't really know what you expected them to bring. I guess you expected them to bring a bunch of enslaved monsters for literally one girl. Why? The world will never know.
Made them obey you. How? This. You did it with this.
This is a machine you've never encountered before, and you decide this random chunk of metal is what allows corruptors to take over wild machines? And it was clearly the spinning thing on top that spat out the corruption onto the robots.
So I guess you didn't notice, but it was literally glitching unlike any other part of the machine. So, and also, the thing that spits out corruption is probably not the thing that gave it corruption in the first place, right? It probably just corrupted the weapon base that it has to now shoot out corruption instead of projectiles. Right? Okay.
War Chief Sona sent me back to report.
So she sent you back to the site where the war party was ambushed and wiped out. Who was she expecting you to report to?
Her. To tell her what had happened. To give her a report of who survived, if anyone survived, what's left, the scene. Come in.
Why would a robot ever growl?
Why would a robot not growl? Jeez.
This game has taken a lot of liberties with how much damage a bow can do. A 40-pound bow is not going to fire an arrow with enough force to knock a several-ton robotic saber-toothed tiger over like that.
Okay, this is it. This is gonna be all for part 1. I can't take this anymore. Dude, listen to me. So you have this beast of robotic power, right? The game literally has it respond to you shooting it in the leg in live combat, okay? So what you're telling me is these machines have exposed parts. Obviously, they have exposed sections that with the proper aim, we can take advantage of even with a bow and arrow. She shoots the one in its chest, likely being its heart mechanism, and that wouldn't make it topple over. My guy, my gosh, my good God. Replay this game. Try again. Part 2 coming soon. Holy shizen.
Entity miscalculated.